Basement Talk. It's all Darryl Da Don and Boogie Boy. I always mess that up. Man. Switch the name.
Boogie Boy, you know.
And I'm gonna put all this on Don. This is not me.
Yes, it's
I
definitely.
totally disagree with this guy. With these numbers, these statistics is kind of ridiculous.
And I feel like the odds were stacked against me today. Ty couldn't make it. You got all the ladies that's in the 10% up here.
Oh, man.
So we're gonna have this discussion. So
Okay.
I said 90% of women would leave their man after he took care of her for 10 years and fell on hard times for 6 months. I said the vibe would change. When he had a job and the trash wasn't taken out, she came home, it wasn't a problem. Now that he don't have a job and the trash wasn't taken out, she come in, hold on, this your only job. You ain't take the trash out.
Get to
You
it.
know, the vibes
Get
change.
to it.
But I said, and that 10% is ladies that was raised by their two parents, their grandmoms. It's different integrity, different morals inside of these 10%, of women. But little Tata and them, they not going for that. You got Tata off of giving Tata money. So when you don't have money no more, Tata don't want you.
It's diabolical.
So, do y'all think do y'all think it's a 90-10 thing? I mean, what do y'all think? I mean, let's get somebody.
Let's start with Sheree.
Let's start. That's good.
I do think it's 90-10. Like Darryl said, like Don said, for me, I'm a little bit older. I'm 38. I came from a 2-parent household. I saw my parents and grandparents go through a lot. But I believe that you marry for partnership, not punishment. If you go through things, you're supposed to help the other person out. You're supposed to be able to lean on them. You're supposed to be able to pour back into them what they poured into you.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Let's go, man.
So what's the challenge?
So I wasn't raised in a 2-parent household, but I was raised by my mother and my father. My mom didn't display or give a good example of a healthy relationship, but my dad did. So I kind of move off of like seeing my dad and the inspiration that my stepmom gives me. And how they have always had a partnership since I can remember. They've been together since I was 2. I've seen my dad fall on hard times and I've seen her fall on hard times, and they both were each other's support.
Yeah.
And that's something that I want. And
All right, let's
strive
keep going
for it.
around. Let's keep going around.
I
Right.
agree with both of you as well. I was raised by both my mom and my dad. Majority of my family were married for the most part. And so if we're speaking marriages, for me, there is no end point. Like if we're in it, we're in it. If God has sent you as my person, you're my person. So we're going to have to figure it out together.
Yeah.
It's just that. It's just that
Let's go.
simple.
Let's go on. Miss O'Shea.
Yes, well, I was raised by my mother and my grandmother, and my mother instilled on me that I just saw her working hard. So that's why I'm a hard worker today, because I saw her grinding, but she always made the time to make sure our homework was done, even though she worked 12 hours. Every Sunday, she would cook a Sunday dinner, and that meant so much to me. In a relationship, I don't think that if you're married, I was married at one point, and no matter what, if you have a bond in your relationship, it is a relationship. And it's we, not me, not him, it's we. And we had to stick it through. And no matter who do what, we just got to do it. And that's it.
Okay.
Come on.
all right. So I was raised by a single mom, but both my parents were equally in my life. So I got to see my mom have good relationships, bad relationships. Well, what she wouldn't do is tolerate somebody who wasn't contributing to the household. So I definitely feel like I have taken on those views, because I'll stay single until I have somebody that's equally contributing. A 90-10 is a big number. I don't think if 90% of women are going to leave after 6 months, that's a real problem. I got a little more faith in us as women.
Okay. Oh, that's right on. That's
That's her
right
opinion.
I also have to agree with some of these ladies here. Both of my parents raised me. I was brought up in a household with a lot of love. There has been hard times where I've seen my parents struggle. My mom always been a hardworking mom, so she definitely instilled independence on me and never let a man, play with me for real. So for me, I'm not married though, so my answer will be a little different. I am just in a relationship at the moment. I do feel like if I had a man where he wasn't able to, cater to me financially for 6 months or longer, I do feel like I would definitely have to say, like, my mom would not want me to stay in a situation like that. So, but I did see my mom help my dad out in a lot of situations as well, where she did pick up that slack because they do love each other. They've been married for about 25 years.
Wow.
But when I get married, I think I will have that same situation. But right now, I do look at it a little bit different because I'm in a relationship.
Yeah. Yo, Don.
Yes.
What's the
Yo,
time?
you looking bad, brother.
No.
You're looking bad up there.
Points that I would
Yeah,
take.
you're looking bad, brother. I mean, let me give y'all my spill. I am married, and I do believe. I mean, as far as me and my wife, we've been together for a long time, and me and my wife, we always had each other back from younger to older. We've been together through hard times, through bad times, through tough times. So for me, 90-10 is a little crazy. I mean, maybe I'll say 70, what is it, 70-30? Maybe it's 70-30. I mean, and that's only due to relationship issues. Sometimes there's already issues in the relationship before somebody decides to split. It just sometimes I feel like once you present an opportunity, sometimes that's when people start saying, now is my time to strike, without even understanding it. So that's just my spill on it. You're looking bad, Don.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna help my brother out, you know what I'm saying? 70% is a little diabolical, you know what I mean? If his wife was here, he wouldn't be talking crazy like that. My wife was here. It ain't no 90%, 70%. I think that's crazy. I think it's a crazy number, you know what I mean? I feel like that women will support you more if you're a good man.
Absolutely. Yeah, but you gotta be a good man.
Like
Because if you're not a good man, then
they would have your back. Period. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. You know what I mean?
So the monkey wrench that was threw into the conversation was if you are a good man.
Okay. Come on.
What's a good man?
That's
a
up
good
to the
man is
woman
a
to
good
decide.
provider to his woman and making sure
I think there's a lot of good men out here.
it is. I
So
agree.
you could be a good man without being a great provider.
I know, but you have to be respectful of your woman. You have to love your woman no matter what.
That's a fact.
That's a good man.
Yeah, that's a fact.
A man that's never gonna make her feel like she the world. That's a good man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, question for you: the time frame.
There you go.
What is your time frame if he's not working? Hold on.
I
You
would
come home.
support my man.
You come home from work, right? He's sitting on the couch for 6 months. What we doing?
I told you I'm gonna make sure I have that conversation of motivating him, helping him get back on his feet, but he also has to want to help himself first as the man.
You're not.
So,
you're not
heard
answering.
I know what he's saying.
I heard
So he's talking about if he don't budge, if he's still sitting on that couch.
Hold on.
Yeah, he ain't
I
budging.
heard you say. Because we can pull it back on the camera. I heard you say if that happened, I got to tell him my mom didn't raise me like that. It's time to go. I heard that.
also feel like it depends on the timeline though.
Okay.
If we've been together for 5+ years, yes, I'm not gonna walk out on my man.
So what's
if
the
we
time?
was together for 6 months, what am I wasting my time for?
No.
I think
No,
a
that
year
wasn't-
is enough time to figure out what you want to do. A year.
She giving you a secret.
But it-
Giving you
but
some
you
yeah.
think it should
Yeah,
take
6 months. They out.
Time to figure
Okay.
out. But that
They out,
doesn't mean that I'm
I
gonna
think he
leave
coming
at
back.
the end of the year.
He coming
Can
back.
I throw a stipulation in there?
Two down.
Can I throw a
Let's
stipulation?
go. Let's go, Nelski.
What if their man was sick?
That's what I said.
But
Right.
that's not the question. We talking about financial. We ain't say.
But
being
there's
sick.
several different factors though.
Right.
So like
Yeah.
you may have lost
Right.
your job, but what if now you're facing like depression? Like those things look
Mental
a
health.
lot different. Yeah.
Different
I
topic.
can't put a time frame on it. But there's factors.
No,
to
let's
it.
just say he's
So
just
I
not
can't
good at finding a job.
That's not okay.
Well, then
No.
we're partners. I would like to think that I would not partner with somebody that just does not
Exactly.
have goals and aspirations.
Right.
You don't know.
I was about to say,
I
people
was with
change.
my ex-husband. I was 18 when we met all the way up to 42, our lives and our goals changed.
That's what I'm saying.
As I evaluated, he went one way and I stayed the same. And that's it.
Yeah.
But it changes.
It changed.
Like I didn't want a baby at first. And then when I hit 30, I said, oh, I want a baby. You know, life changes. And everybody's mind thought is not the same as I was 18, now that I am 40 and then 50 up.
I think it's okay to support your man if he doesn't have a job, but I feel like he needs to definitely be trying harder than just sitting around on a couch playing video games for a year. I feel like I'm not going to accept that as his woman, because why should he even accept that for himself?
But can I ask you this? So you trying to say he can't play no video games because he don't have no job?
Emphasize.
So he has no social life.
But you gotta think about this. The video games are not playing
You
the
ain't got a
bill.
job. You ain't got a job. You can't be sitting
But
down.
the video games are not playing the
I don't want to see you
bill.
crack a small.
They're not paying the
So you want no smiles?
Hold on. Did you hear
No.
she said you can't say Blake,
No,
can't say
no,
a smile,
Wait,
I don't want you laughing at no comedy shows.
don't turn on
Nothing
Martin.
that. Don't turn on Martin.
Because I ain't no money. Like, that's funny.
Well, he got to catch dinner too.
But can I just give an example?
She's one of the
I was out of work for a while. I had a surgery. But I did not. When I sat there, I was making moves, making candy. What can I do? Even though could not walk, what can I do to provide something? I was hustling,
You
selling
gotta have
candy
some
out.
type of hustle.
I
Men
was doing
not like
anything.
that, though. What
But
men?
they're gonna have
Men
to.
are like that.
They have to be.
What men?
If a man loves you, if
Yeah.
a man
Wait,
loves you,
wait,
he's going
go-
to provide.
But
Yes.
can we go back to she said men are not like
She
that?
did say that.
Wait, because I thought you were
by
design.
by design. They that's their
They
makeup.
provided, they
Like
love you.
that's
Yeah.
their makeup.
Oh
Like,
yeah, okay, I see what you said.
Because I remember when I was broke, I was selling socks.
Listen,
shirts.
they are definitely.
Yeah.
That's what I was
That's
saying.
what
I've
Whatever
seen
you gotta
baby
do. But that's
boy.
what I'm saying. You can't just be sitting on the couch playing video games. You actually have to be doing something.
You should, as a
If you
man.
is a man.
All right, go on, no.
No, I'm
But
just
where
saying.
does
Listen,
the
you
90
should-
10
you
come
should-
from?
you
Is
should.
that personal experience? Is this
No,
what you
because
gathered from?
I told y'all he started.
I know.
I ain't had nothing to do with it. I'm just supporting.
You just support.
It's from
You
what
just
I
support.
seen.
You just
Like,
support.
you know, the younger generations, they're not going for that. But
Not
that's
at
what's
all.
going on now. Y'all may be in the 10%. Y'all was raised different, like I explained. Y'all have different morals, different integrity.
Mhm.
These y'all can text any of these young girls that's in your group chat or group text, and you ask them, "Hey, look, Lil Rashid lost his job today. Tomorrow, you staying with it?"
But I'm
Hey,
also
give
wondering-
Rashid 6 months.
But I think people are
who
also
gonna
in
give him 6
relationships
months?
for different
Rashid
reasons.
is gone.
Like
From
they're
the-
in
Who's
relationships.
going to give him 6
That's
Look,
what I was
Tata.
going to. I was
Look,
going to
Tata.
add. Just what percentage of those women do you think are relying on those men from the start to financially, and then when the
Right.
man
And
can't
that's what I
support,
said. That's how
they
the
have to
relationship
go elsewhere.
started.
They gotta go
They have to-
elsewhere.
Lil
They got
Rashid,
support going.
Lil
They
Rashid
support
got
them.
her giving her money. So when Lil Rashid can't give her that money no more, Tata's gone because that's how he got her.
So it's one of those things where you got to know who you're messing with before you deal with them.
Right.
So if you're messing with a woman that's already kind of money hungry, then it's like maybe you should already know what to expect for when you lose your job or something. If you
Right.
already taken care of. So I
I'm gonna throw a little monkey wrench. Does sex play a big part?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
If you get penciled down properly, doesn't matter.
Oh,
How
no,
much-
Not in that degree.
My son right here. I don't want to say this the other way. That was I'm just saying.
So that don't matter.
No.
If,
So you
No.
tell, okay, hold
Because
on.
if the
that's
plumber,
not
if
paying
the
bills.
plumber is taking care of his,
No.
if the plumber is
No.
taking care of his
That's
business.
somebody with money.
No.
The
Yeah.
plumber, hold on.
You wanted
Take
to.
more than that.
No, if the plumber is
That
taking
means
care of his
that's
business properly.
Mario.
Yeah.
So what are you going to be satisfied?
More than one plumber.
I
But
say
I'm
it.
Wait, but what I'm supposed to be satisfied in my bills and the bills I pay?
Yeah,
No, that doesn't go.
When a
No.
woman's stressed out, she's not even going to want to have no.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, so
There you
hear me out. Y'all group chat, because I know that's what y'all do. In the group chat, right? My bad. So none of y'all girlfriends are what they call stigmatized?
No.
No.
Hold on. In the group chat,
No, we don't
In
even
the
surround
group
ourselves
chat.
with.
none of the women.
No.
And y'all group chat where y'all like, then why is she with him and he ain't doing this, that, and the fourth? No women like that in your group.
I'm not even gonna lie. It's a
Yeah.
couple of
Okay, there we go. There we go.
But she's also in a different space.
Mhm.
Like she's in a different space in life. So
Okay.
that's different.
Your girlfriend's going to see this.
Yeah, that's different.
Cause I know y'all got different group chats. Y'all got the ghetto one, and then y'all got the ones that drink wine with their pinky out. I'm talking about the ghetto one.
No, none of my friends are ghetto.
Sorry.
We're going to flip the question
Let's,
around.
let's do this.
How long would you give your wife or woman?
Mhm.
Who you want me to answer first?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's
It's no time with.
Yeah,
There's no time with me either. Honestly.
I mean, so what bills are they paying? We pay the
Okay,
bills.
talk.
Okay.
So,
Well, I ain't saying I pay all the bills. Come on, man. My wife over there. You doing too much.
I'm
Trying to
just
get me in
saying,
trouble.
hey,
That's not a thing in my house.
One done honey bun.
I mean, I do what I do, but you know what I mean. I do what I do, but I ain't gonna say that I don't need my wife on a financial tip. You know what I'm saying? So we have an understanding, a beautiful understanding. She could take care of herself as well as I could take care of ourselves. So, we don't necessarily. Let me take that back because I don't want to sound like I'm contradicting myself. Need each other on a financial tip, but we help each other very, very well. It's never been a money thing. Never been a money thing. And I got her back whether she got one toe. I ain't gonna push that on you, you know what I'm saying? One arm, we rocking out. You know what I'm saying? So
Preach, brother.
it ain't gonna be no thing, you know what I mean? If she ain't working or something like that, I ain't gonna be there for her. So that's not even something that a man would typically do.
That's a fact.
Like I don't even have that spirit.
I agree with it.
She shut you right down. Look, she like
No, I agree.
She don't even know where to go next.
Oh, I know.
Most to me, I feel the same way he feel. Most men, I don't think would just get up and leave. Now, I mean, if our wives is going through something, then we there for the long haul. Especially if they stuck by us. Especially if your wife stick by you, you're like, I don't care. Now, I mean, rain, storms. Now, I mean, sunshine, whatever. I'm gonna be there for you.
And I think we look at women different or how we choose them. Like none of my friends never had a conversation with me like, oh, she make 100,000, I want her. Like that's not the conversation with guys. It's something from y'all that attracts us, and 10 times out of 10 is not money. It's not a financial gain at all.
Never.
Dang, you see how we do it? They don't even know what to say.
Sounds good.
They don't even know what to say. They is like,
Yeah, that's just the truth. That's the truth.
Okay.
I can't object because I agree. I agree with them.
Yeah, I agree too.
Maybe you wasn't in on my interview. I don't know.
She's dope.
So,
man.
ladies, what advice would y'all give like the younger females or the younger generation in similar situations?
I can't even say to kind of like go to grandma's house because grandma is kind of like auntie.
She party.
I don't know. I just feel like we need more women groups or youth groups for women to like pour into them because I don't even know if they know their own worth. That's
I'm gonna say church.
Yeah.
God. For me, it's God.
Yeah.
And I think that we are getting away from that, or whoever's God is. But for me, it's God.
Stay off the
Internet.
Stay off there because they see what they think is real and it don't be. This perception when they watch them videos and they try to be that. And most of the time the videos be fake. It don't be real life. You see, oh, look at us. And then you like, what the heck? What you just saw on Instagram? No, it'd be a whole different story.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I definitely say
pretending to be
also,
happy.
I think a big thing is mindset.
Yeah.
If you don't believe that there's no good people out there for you, if you don't believe you could be happy, you know what I'm saying? I feel like you won't attract, you know what I mean? Most importantly, you got to have that love for yourself first before you try to go look for somebody to love you.
Yeah.
People can see that. You know what I mean? I feel like men going to play off of insecurities and things of that nature. And they're going to try to naturally take advantage of you. If you don't care for yourself, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They see it as a weakness.
Or even too, I don't think men are attracted to that. Like women
Yeah,
that
there you
have
go.
insecurities.
So,
Confidence, I think, is important.
There you go.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm a big firm believer of that. Like I've seen
The narcissist
women
is
that
definitely
like
is
sometimes they're not
attracted
as
to the-
attractive to the eye,
Yes.
but it's something about it.
Yes.
But wait, I got a question.
I'm sorry.
Oh, somebody got a question. Somebody got a question.
Because she said, I don't think men are attracted to women who have insecurities. And I said, I definitely disagree with that because the narcissist is definitely attracted to the weak.
They can control.
I wouldn't even say.
See, but
attracted,
I
I would
don't-
say praise them.
Praise them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see,
praise
see,
them.
That's not the typical person.
You could be a
That's
strong,
what I said.
yeah, you
Right,
can
like
be a
that's the-
strong person, and a narcissist would try to test you. That's what they do. They test you. They pick at you, and they they nab at you, and they try to break you down if you're strong. They want weak women, but they want a strong woman. But then when they see you up here, they try to bring you down to their level because they want to feel that seniority. So
Power.
you
But
could
that's
be
why
a
you gotta know
strong
who you
woman.
are.
And that's
Think
when
yourself.
it'll chase them away when they see that they can't break you. Yes.
But and going back to what I said, that's somebody that typically don't love themselves.
Yes.
Because if a man truly loves himself, he's gonna accept who you are. He ain't gonna be trying to compete with that. Because a strong man that's confident and he is who he is. He stand on his word. You want to be attracted to me regardless. You know what I'm saying? I don't gotta try to tear you down. Who want to tear somebody down? Like that type of individual in itself. Like you gotta stay away from that.
Learned behaviors.
Yo, I tell, like, I got daughters, and I always tell my daughters, let a man fall in love with your personality, not what you got on, all the time. Because, I mean, the first thing, a man will look at a woman and say, naturally, she's beautiful. But it depends on what you wear. So if a woman is wearing practically nothing, a man is going to look at it and say, oh, I'm just want to have some sex. But if a woman is dressed nicely, now I mean, you can still show some curves and stuff and dress nicely. A man is more likely to try to get in your head and see who you are. Now I mean, you'll find a better man when you allow him to understand who you are, especially if you don't let them get anything free or fast. Get anything free or fast. You don't want them to get in your pants free or fast. You got to give a man a challenge and let them take their time with you. If you give it to him quick, that's as fast as he'll go. He'll go quick. If you give it to him quick, he'll go quick. You take your time with him, he'll take his time with you. And then you'll find a man that really loves you and want to care for you and want to stay with you. That's
Dr. Boogie Boy.
It's real good.
I should be rubbing on you with this ass man. Don't get it. Don't get it, man. Oh, don't get it. Y'all see me do it, but I'm ball.
What you got, Don? You think you still winning? That's what I want to know.
Not
You
about
know,
winning because
that's what's the oh! This dude is the most competitive person in the world, and now it's not about winning.
no, because listen,
Come on, help.
it's about learning. Like I said, there's a possibility that we can have 6 women up here that's in the 10%. You know, that's not far fetched at all. You know what I'm saying? And we could look at the questions. You can tell these women was raised different than how the 10% women
So
would be
you're
raised.
wrong, right? Based upon our panel.
No, I can't say I'm wrong. I can say that we have 6 women that's in the 10%.
We had this discussion prior to coming up here. You said if we get the group of people and they 10%.
That's what you said. That's what you said.
What did he say? Well, let me hear what you said.
Yeah.
He said we gonna go off of the group of people that we get.
Oh,
And
he's
if
walking in bed.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Here's the paper right here on the table.
Oh, so it's like that.
But ladies,
But nonetheless, we are learning. We are learning. We are teaching.
question off topic, right? Because I see this is a thing now with the women that's not enough. How much is enough lunch money?
I do think $30 is enough. I've seen that
enough?
post
Okay.
before,
Yeah.
and I do feel like whatever my man sent me, I'm grateful.
After that,
Yeah, because he didn't have to do it if he didn't want to.
Exactly.
He sent me $10. I'm gonna make a way.
Okay.
I'll do good with $20, like $20 lunch.
Why
I saw the person who was complaining about the $30 wanted something else. Like she wasn't
Right.
trying to get no lunch.
Right.
Can
She wanted
I
her nails done.
understand a little bit more of the background on this?
Y'all know what we talking
I
about?
didn't see it.
Oh, okay. So yeah, $30 wasn't enough.
Yeah.
For lunch.
For lunch.
Yeah.
A guy cashed after $30 for lunch money.
Disrespecting me.
Yeah.
You sent
That's
$30.
more than
Wow.
She was like, you
That's
could take
way
this
more
back.
than enough.
That's lunch
Okay.
and snacks.
Okay.
That's lunch, snacks, and whatever else. you
And
wanted to
dessert.
eat.
See, that just confirmed this is the 10%. This is the 10% of the women that I was talking about. You know, all tried to set me up. You know, I said,
Oh, man.
it's a
He
way.
think you.
Okay.
Is anybody in that joke? You're wrong.
Yeah.
So you guys
Good, Blake. Hey, you're good, Blake.
You're wrong.
No, don't try to put it on me.
What-
Go ahead, man. Answer the question. Answer the question. I ain't trying to hear that.
What question we on?
Ask the question. You pick one.
What question we on? Just
This
pick one?
it say Darryl Da Don. Like, this is your show. It's your show. It's your show.
And y'all went and got women that was in the 10%. I brought.
We ain't gonna pick nobody. I don't know what percentage they in. Now you saying we handpicked it.
You tricked them up. You tricked them up. I know, that's what I'm
You said y'all brought a bunch of married women.
Can I
up
just
here.
say this? Did everybody get these questions today, or anybody get these questions in beforehand?
No.
No,
Were you
today.
prepped?
No.
Today.
So okay, you're wrong.
No. That's how you
I
look
think we
at it.
just tricked
So
you
I'ma
up.
leave
We
you
all
alone.
came
I'ma
from
lay
pretty
off.
good backgrounds.
That's-
and that's
that's it.
what
I'ma
makes
lay
it
off.
different.
Hold on.
And she keep talking
Hold
about
on.
God,
Can she
which
say
is-
that one more time?
We all came from pretty good backgrounds. That's what makes the difference.
Not all women come from pretty good backgrounds.
No,
But their
absolutely not.
perspectives might be different from ours. But we can agree with one another.
Personally, I think you know, you ladies on the end, not you. I don't want to sound disrespectful. Y'all sliding in the 10% because back there y'all was saying a little. You definitely don't smile now. Put the camera
A
on.
lot of
She
Wait,
said,
because I feel like I have a lot to say.
She
So
was
my
like,
opinions are
yes.
different depending
"Oh,
on.
we don't got it.
These are different questions.
But you also made a good point. You said you're in a relationship, not married.
Right.
Married,
so that plays
it's
a
different.
big.
Listen,
Yeah,
I
try
feel
to
like
put myself.
you know, this is going to change the topic in terms of being married. I feel like if you with somebody, you care about them, and you
I
love
agree.
them, the marriage thing can come, but that's not what it's about. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's about
It's that
having somebody
partner.
to
Right,
share with.
partner.
You know what I mean? So the mere fact that you said that, and you got a partner over here, right across.
Yeah, I
6 months to a year, they out. That's what
No,
you said,
because
Don.
you're
So I'm
in a
happy- I'm
relationship.
back
I
on
don't
you.
owe you
my
Oh,
needs,
okay.
though. I wasn't
Obligations
saying the
to
things that I'm
accept
with
her.
right now. I was basing the question off of my opinion, not the relationship I'm in now. The relationship I'm in now, where am I going? I'm not going weird.
Okay.
He can play the game, but he can't play the game forever. Get that on camera.
You want to call them out?
He can play the game, but he can't play. But he's a hard worker, so I don't
That's what's-
feel like I have that problem. But
Mhm.
But you know it is a problem.
but I do know that is a problem. Yeah.
I just don't think y'all are in the 10%. That's all.
Yeah.
No, not y'all two. You know, lovely ladies are not in the 10%.
You-
Okay.
Me?
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
You and
Wait, I'm not in the 10%.
Because the thing was 6 months, and you said 6
You
months.
I didn't say 6 months.
Who said?
You
somebody
said that
else
you
said-
giving them 6 months to a year.
She said a year.
A year is enough time to figure out.
She
What
said
you want.
a year.
But I'm not saying after a year I'm going to leave.
But
That's
I
not
agree
what I
with her.
said.
So why you saying?
but that's still a
A
timeline.
game plan.
Thank you.
It's still a timeline.
Yeah, but I agree with that. I feel like 6 months to a year, you need to get it together.
Yeah.
I didn't really hear a timeline from.
Yeah, because
the
I
ladies.
can't agree. I don't
didn't
agree
have
with
one. I
that.
said
So
no.
the
I was
fact that
speaking
you
on
gave a
marriage for
timeline,
me.
I feel
There
as
is
though
none.
they're not in the.
See, I was speaking on
10%.
relationships.
So you
so
can't
it's
sit up
like-
here and say all of them is in the 10%.
But I do believe having God in a relationship. I don't know what nobody believe in. If you Bible based and you keep the Bible in your home, I do think that it helps a lot in relationships. Even if your partner is not there, whatever, if you
You
continue
pray
to
for
pray
them.
for your partner,
Mhm.
whatever,
Not on.
and I think things eventually will get stronger. It's either one or two things. Either somebody's going to move on, or either you're going to get stronger.
Right.
But it won't be. But having God in your relationship, to me,
Absolutely.
is definitely.
I'm gonna piggyback off of what you said. You don't even let it. You don't put a time frame on it because you don't even let it go that long. A
Yeah,
good
right.
partner's going to help you
I
good
agree.
partner will-
get to where you need to be if that's where you want to be.
So could you agree with this? If you put a time frame on it, right? You basically in your mind, you're saying after a year,
Mhm.
I wouldn't even put that in my mind.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Have a more supportive mindset. You know what I mean? Have a more positive perspective on
right.
what's going on in a relationship, and maybe things will work out. But basically, you giving them a time by saying 6 months to a year. You
You
can't
should have your
But I
can't
also
focus.
said,
retract that.
but I also said if he was
Okay.
sick, that makes a really big difference.
So-
If my man was sick, no, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to do what I need to do to help him out. But
Right.
if he was, you said video games, what? He shouldn't even be smiling.
That's
Chill,
He shouldn't even be smiling.
Wow. Smile.
No comedy shows, no smiling, no Martin Lawrence.
Not even.
But let me ask you this though. Let me ask you this. As a hardworking man, if you lost your job right now, would you be sitting home smiling playing video games?
Oh yeah, I'm going to smile.
I'm
Go ahead.
No, I'm gonna tell you, I would get
I'm different,
kind of
but I'm
depressed, and I would have to start
We
looking.
ain't gonna let you get depressed.
I would have to look for it.
Because ain't nothing funny.
Right.
But I will smile, we'll laugh. I mean, I still with my kids, I'll laugh.
Yeah, I'm gonna be laughing. I
Yeah,
feel like
I'm-
if you letting them know that they can't laugh, it's gonna create a tension in the
Yeah, it
energy
will.
in the house.
It will.
Yeah, but what's
But they can't be
you get up
pleasant.
and go to work and help your wife out or your woman out.
So you mean to tell me This is getting crazy.
Maybe she thinks like in the
Please.
back of her mind. Like I don't think you would kick
She's
his
saying
back and
full front.
stop smiling.
No,
Punch
not
him. She's
literally.
saying front of him.
I think maybe in the
Yeah,
back of her mind.
You
not
don't
like
wanna-
Because he's dating
not
money,
smile.
he's
You
still
can't be
playing
speaking
video
up.
games.
She
Yeah,
don't
like,
wanna-
I
like
would
the
have
fact
a
that she's speaking up for us,
conversation.
but she is saying it.
I would have a conversation with him and be like, yo, what's funny? Like, you sitting on a couch every day
Wow.
playing video games. Let's have a conversation. Let's go back to the drawing board. I can help you. We can look online together. We can apply for jobs. 10 days later, if you still on that couch in that same spot playing those video games, smiling, I will then come back again. Did you get a call? Did you hear this? Did you no? Couple days after that, you still smiling? Come on now. Like, this is becoming a problem.
You're trying to say there shouldn't be much time for leisure activities. You should be focused on.
I think you should be
getting back on
focused,
your.
especially a year.
I don't
And I
agree
think
with
that's
that. I
what
don't
he was
agree with
saying.
I think it's too many. I ain't even seeing hands up.
Oh,
hand
go
up.
ahead.
There's too many ways to make money nowadays for somebody to just be
Exactly.
like my 9-year-old is selling like chips and fruit roll-ups at school. Right now. So like for real. So
I dig it.
I just feel like I would lose attraction for somebody who really is like looking like they're not trying.
Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Look at Darryl Da Don. Here go Don. Here go Don.
Once the attraction is going, you going. Once that attraction going, juices.
It's so many things like
Jesus
going
don't
on in my
flow.
head right now.
How do you feel?
I
Let's
don't
do it now.
agree. Okay, so I don't agree for the simple fact. I want to talk about me, right?
Yeah.
At 35, who knew that I was going to have a baby, right?
Right.
I have 3 children, but who knew I was going to have a baby so much later in life, right? So I was tired. I had a full-time job. I was in healthcare. I was pregnant. I had to plan a baby shower. We was talking about marriage. And mentally, I feel like physically as well, like I was tired. And one day we had a heart-to-heart conversation and he told me like, you don't have to go back to work, you know, and when you're ready, you can go back to work. And he gave me that option and he was busting his, can I curse? He was busting his ass to take care of me and the 3 children. And then he has 2 children. So my whole thing is like, if he fell on hard times and now I'm back and I'm, you know, better than ever, I done took 2.5 years off. Why can't he sit down and I take the lead?
Okay.
See, that's a different
But
situation.
it's a difference between just sitting down and getting laid off or just not wanting to work.
Right.
But the thing is, he's an entrepreneur, so he has those highs and lows. And when it get low, sometimes it get bad, and so he like might not have another option to jump in right away. He doesn't want to just quit on his business, you know. So it can be some time there that is just like, babe, just chill. I got it. You know, I can take care of it.
agree.
Yeah.
I would say I agree too.
I do agree. I do feel like the way the question was presented, it was as if the man was like
A bum.
Right.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
And that's where I feel like I'm not dealing with
No,
that.
that's
I
what
just think
Got a bum in there?
no.
Right.
No, he's talking about.
It says partner.
Oh,
It
okay.
does say partner.
Niggas ain't
Oh,
And when I
turning to a
hear the
bum.
word
You ran in
partner,
straight to
right.
bum. And you said you agree.
Yeah.
I did not
You ain't got no job. You sitting, you smiling, you a bum. You a bum.
You a bum.
That's the
Okay.
vibe the question gave. I do agree with that.
Right.
Okay, lady. So, have you ever experienced that situation in a past relationship where your partner fell on financial hard times? If so, how did y'all handle it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
I was too young to go through that too. I was like 23 at the time, and my partner, he was one of those type of people that he needed a new job every week because he wasn't happy. And a part of him, he wasn't happy within himself. Me at 23, I didn't recognize that. I was immature at the time. But I would say I dealt with it for too long. And I saw the signs. I don't want to deal with that at 29 years old.
So, what did you do?
I stuck around too long, I would say. And the stuff that he was doing, it was like, why are you doing this? Like, he lost his job. He but when he would make money, he would send his money back home to his family.
Okay.
And it's like, why are you doing it? So what I did was I was just tired of it.
What was the time frame you got tired, and what happened? What was the outcome?
The outcome was I told him he needed to leave my house because why am I doing all of this by myself? I'm 23 years old and I could be with anybody who will be a part. It's a partnership.
No, look at that.
Yes, I was 23 at the time, and I kicked him right out my house. You gotta go. You can't stay. I did.
You let him pack his bags, or you set him out for
Nope.
him?
I let him know. I text him from work, and I said, when I come home, we need to have a conversation. And he left that night because I felt like you not applying yourself.
Gotcha.
I dealt with it we were together for like 3 years or something like that. You're not applying yourself, and I see it. And now that I see the signs, that's why I gave a time frame.
Learn from experience.
Yeah.
My situation was a little bit different. We had 3 kids together, and he just wasn't keeping a steady job. But he let me like pursue my career, finish my master's degree, and was like a really good dad and stayed there with our kids. So I like looking back, I was tired at the time, like because I'm taking care of so much financially. But now, like I am looking back and like appreciating like how much he there. So it's just like he picked up slack in different ways. Like he covered things in different ways. So.
Okay.
Well, he wasn't my husband at the time. He was my long-term boyfriend. He got sick, and I didn't have no time frame. I didn't do nothing because I was already independent. I work and I hustle all the time, so I just took care of it. It wasn't talked about. It wasn't anything. But when he got better, he just went back to work, and we didn't speak about it or nothing. I just took care of all the bills. Didn't think about it. It was no time frame, no thinking about it. It was just ride or die.
I got you.
That's your partner.
That's why you have to have a strong foundation for yourself as a woman. You have to have that. You should be able to afford whatever household you're in. And point blank, if he fall down, I got it. Right. And if he fall down, he got it. But you have to, like when people move in with each other, let's go half and half. No, if you can't afford that rent by yourself, don't do it.
Okay.
I had a similar situation. We weren't married at the time, but he did lose his job. I did have a time frame though. Not a time frame as in if you can't get it together by this time, like you have to be out, but there has to be an understanding. But like as his woman, I'm willing to, do whatever it is I need to do to support you. So I paid all the bills and, did whatever it is I needed to do. And then once he got stable on his feet, I still didn't have a requirement right away. Stabilize yourself. I have it because, like you said, independent. I can do it without you. So I can kind of hold it down for us, and I did that.
From experience with my middle son, his dad, he was a police officer. He lost his job, but there was never a time frame. We actually just like broke up and split for a lot of other reasons. But I took care of all the bills. He had his pension, so he was helping out. But you know how that go. If you're not bringing in money, you pension off, and it eventually depletes itself. So I was mainly taking care of the bills.
Ladies, prior to coming to the podcast, right? When that topic was presented to y'all, how did it make y'all feel as a woman, and did it change any perspectives coming in to the podcast?
I felt like, where did you get this number from? Because everybody I know and I hang around, they do more than enough and extra.
Okay.
So it was just like, I don't know where he got that from. I said, everybody that I know, even from work, friendships, all my friends, and even associates that I have, none of the women, no, I just don't see it.
Okay.
Well, what do you think?
I agree with his number because I see it a lot, and it might not be in my circle because it's not in my circle of friends, but I just see it. We see it on social media. I see it with just the younger generation. I'm starting to see it with the aunties. Like it's like becoming a trend. Like when it comes to like just women and their standards, lack of morals. Like so.
I think social media is giving birth to a lot of that. I mean, when you got younger kids looking at social media and looking at them things, they may grow up like that. You better have money or you ain't with me. It may, but it is a misconception, like she stated earlier. I mean, when your household, when you got kids, we just got to teach them the right things and show them that social media is not everything.
Right.
Yeah, everything is material.
How did y'all feel about that?
Desensitized and everything.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But it is a lot of women. You can't put your blinders on and
No, it is.
It's a lot
And
out there.
I guess I'm a part of the younger generation, so I do think differently.
Mhm.
But I do feel like as a woman, I can hold my own and I can provide just as much as my man. When he watches this, he gonna be like, no. But but I do, yeah, I believe so. Because if, like I said, I think that because I went through something similar, like with the conversation we had prior when I was 23 and I did go through that other stuff in that prior relationship, I learned and I know better now. So I do feel like maybe that we are the 10% as well, but I don't know. He trying to exclude us from it.
It's crazy.
I think that
I
that
think
percentage
90
is
is
like
crazy.
ridiculous.
I mean, because based off of what you said as well, I think it's more so circumstances.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's just a lot of circumstances that go on, and then sometimes there's signs that are there before things even happen. Like I said earlier, sometimes it just takes one thing to push it, just to push it. It's like when you said taking out the trash. Sometimes it probably was things going on earlier, arguments or something that somebody just held inside of them, and then you just did that one little thing. It was like, oh, you can't take out the trash? Now it's like, get up out of here. I'm done with this. You know what I mean?
You got the microwave a little high.
Yeah, people are attracting, um, these relationships. So that's more important. So we're gonna wrap it up because we didn't fill the whole memory card up. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank y'all.
We appreciate y'all.
Okay, anybody, any more questions? You want to say something? Okay.
Been together for 31 years.
Okay. Okay.
Met, we both didn't have money. We never will have money. But all I can say is every day I say I'm wealthy because I'm rich in love.
Do you think today's women are raised to be more of a girlfriends or more to be wives?
Girlfriends.
I think marriage is like a dying breed. Like I don't think people believe in like the sanctity of it anymore. Not younger generation.
Right.
And like I don't think they think they benefit from it.
And the value of it is going down too. Because how everybody acting.
And like
listening in the vows, what do one of the vows is for richer for poor. Sound like you can't be poor.
Sound like that. I don't think that every woman base their life off of social media. I think that a lot of that comes from the younger generation. I feel like they tend to follow a lot of the trends that goes on. Women of my era, my friends, my family, my cousins, my girlfriends, I think that we hold ourselves as a different value. We don't tend to follow what's on social media. We know that that's fabricated, and most people live a lie on there anyway.
Yep.
And it's just to live up to the means of what's going on on social media. But primarily a woman of value, a woman of integrity, a woman of confidence. We tend to do our own thing and lead our pack with the right people. And I also feel like, in addition to that, I did want to comment on the monetary value, right? I learned that a lot of younger women, they do tend to follow leading a relationship with the monetary value. I don't believe that love should be based off of the money, personally. I feel like there's so many other factors that come into play, like emotion, mental, physical, support. And I think that if you lead love off of monetary value, you will never find yourself in a happy place. You'll always be looking for more because money runs out.
Absolutely.
So you're always going to look for more and more and more and more and more.
Absolutely.
But a lot of that comes with age and growth and wisdom and confidence. You can't buy confidence.
Nope.
It has to be instilled and be around those people that has that.
Yeah.
Just gonna piggyback off what he originally asked, like do women feel themselves being more wives than girlfriends? I just wanted to say that when you do become a wife, you're tailor fit for that person. And I say that to say I've been married 6 years, together 11, and these are my friends. So what I do in my marriage, Monique might not do in her marriage. What she does, what my husband may accept, because I'm not a cooker. She might cook every day, and that's okay for my husband. I'm not a cleaner. We pay somebody to clean, and that's okay for him. So, like, if you're a woman getting married, you don't have to feel like you got to cook and clean because those are the duties of a wife, because that is not the tailor fit for our marriage. So that's what I just wanted to say. Like the the mindset of the girlfriend and the wives, I feel like you don't have to be so hard on yourself because you're going to be tailor fit for your marriage.
I hear people say that like a lot, like they think that guys are more worried about like cooking and cleaning, but like when we think about like just a girlfriend or a wife, we just thinking about just to the basics, just somebody that I can take seriously. That's all, like, or just a fun girl. Like that's basically what I mean. Like a lot of like when you hear a lot of women speak, most of the time they just talk about like, and when they describe the man they want, they just talk about how tall he is, or if we're going on vacation, or how much money he made.
And I also want to say a lot of women don't know what it is to be a wife, especially if they've never been one. We hear the generic version of what to do, but you don't know what to do because you've never been there. You can say forever, but you've never done nothing for forever. So I say that when you say you want to be a wife, you're naive because it's real grit into it. It's not just the monetary or the aesthetics of it all. So it's a hard question to answer, especially if you've never been and you ain't really been in the fire of like the mindset of a girlfriend or a wife, because it's not going to be the same for any of us. And we're all married. It's like what make your marriage last 31 years? It's not going to apply to me because that's not my man.
The common thing that y'all have in common is a man wants to looks at you as like take seriously, and that's very rare. Like out of 10 women, it might be 2 women that we come across that we even look at somebody as like, I want to take her to meet my mom. Like most of the time, guys, you see the guys are just having fun. There's very few women that we be like, all right, I take her seriously.
I have a question. So what makes you take the woman serious? Because I know this panelist said that there's guys who will take a strong woman and try to tear her down. And someone else was saying that, guys aren't attracted to insecure women. I think that some guys will be attracted to insecure women because he can run over her and do what he wants, have fun, like you said, and she's going to just accept anything.
I think the main thing that guys make them take too seriously is just seeing how things translate for the future. Like if she's maybe good with money, or she's like not like promiscuous or something like that. Like just things that scale out for the future. That's usually like you blowing a lot of money. Like a guy is thinking like, I can't afford to keep up taking this girl to these 5-star restaurant, and that's something that they consider. Like so.
But that's why you shouldn't lead with money.
Exactly.
Well, you should be on the next round.
Yeah, a lot of money.
I gotta get up and call my agent. We gotta get the money.